Tanya Franks is an actress with a very impressive CV. She starred opposite Olivia Colman in Broadchurch, popped up in the much-loved sitcom Mum, and, of course, caused havoc in Albert Square as Rainie. And now her latest role sees her on stage playing a no-nonsense Hollywood casting agent in a role to die for. And she joins us now, Tanya. So good to see you. We've only just touched on your impressive CV there, I might add. But, yeah, we'll talk a little bit about all of this. But this play is so interesting, a role to die for, and it's very timely, because certainly in the real world right now there's a lot of discussions about who will be the next Bond, and you know, we all have our thoughts on that. Right. But your play is about your character Deborah, this big executive looking for the next international spy.
That's right.
And it's actually a very tough job to pick.
It's a huge job. I mean, now I see all the different arguments. Now I understand, you know, all the different angles that you have to look at. And as a very big international global producer, and so yeah, it's a great fun show. It's hilarious. I literally spend most of the days at the moment crying with laughter. Literally, I've got mascara running down my face for pretty much 12 hours a day at the moment, and it's a fictional satire of what it is to cast a huge global spy.
And it's not easy, like we say. And your character, Deborah, she's tough, isn't she?
She's tough.
She's tough,
yeah.
And she's assertive.
Yeah.
She comes across things all the time, but she's struggling.
She's struggling. She's really... Her resilience is really being tested right now in every way, shape and form. And she's being stretched left, right and centre.
And like you say, lots of laughs as well.
Lots
as
of
much
laughs.
As it's...
And it deals with family, you know, and it's... so there's, yeah...
There's a bit of everything.
There's a bit of everything.
Listen, you love being back in the theatre. I mean, that is something that you love so much.
I do.
Funny, but we talk about all of the various roles, and you can't not mention EastEnders, because you were Rainie for 15 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, on and off over 15 years.
I mean, and a lot of people will always think of you as that, because if you're an EastEnders fan, you'll always be part of that sort of show. And there's, of course, the old adage of, oh, you know, never say never, will I come back? Is it something, again, that might happen?
I never, like you say, I never say never. You said it for me, and look, I never say never. I never know what's going to happen. So if it's the right time and it falls in my lap at that point, then who knows? I don't know.
And it's a wonderful thing that a lot of actors talk about, that sort of being typecast, particularly when you've been in a soap for a long time. And that hasn't ever happened for you, Rainie. We talk about Broadchurch there and all of these various, and the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. All of these things have just worked alongside one another. Yes,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've just come back from working at the Royal Shakespeare Company, and I came out 7 days after I left EastEnders. I went straight into playing Othello at the National Theatre, where I played the character Amelia. So it's so varied, you know. I've been so fortunate. Drama, comedy, on stage and on television. So I love a challenge, me. If a role gives me a challenge, I will dive in.
And just go with it, exactly. Well, alongside all of your work, you're a very passionate advocate for dementia awareness.
Yes.
And you sadly lost your stepfather just last year.
Yes, yeah. My stepfather, Derek, passed away last spring, and that was at the end of an 11-year journey of Alzheimer's. And it's a tough journey. On saying that, it's also a privilege to have been by his side through it, because, you know, you don't know what it's going to throw at you, but they are the person that's going on the journey. You are going on the journey with them. And for me, it felt like an honour and a privilege to be able to help him through that last part of his life.
11 years, and it's a long time. Like you say, you all have to change together, cope together, find a new way of living.
Because they have a new reality. And once you take the ego out of it, in a way, your own ego out of it, and you literally buy into their new reality, then that's what you have to go with. It takes a lot of improvisation, and it takes a lot of heart searching, but
of course,
you can make...
But those experiences inspired your podcast, of course. Remember to Listen, which is a very important place for you to put your thoughts out there and feelings and to discuss various stories.
Yes, and I discuss it. You know, I have a co-host, Bennett Aaron, who also lost his father to dementia, and we talk about it in a way that perhaps is lighter rather than just dealing with what a cruel disease it is. Yeah. And so we look at also how preventative measures may come into play with our brain health. We look after our bodies and our physical fitness. What do we do about looking after our brain health through our life as well? Yeah. So we do talk quite a lot about that, and we bring experts on to talk about that.
Exactly. And through all of this work, of course, it's how you've met your partners. We all love Scott Mitchell. We know, of course, he was married to Barbara Windsor and has lived through all of the experiences we've just touched on there. Yes. And it's always been very candid about those experiences, which has been so important. But raising funds, raising money, you've been running marathons, you've done everything to do your best to try and beat this disease. Yes. That's what it all comes down to.
And we keep pushing that because, you know, the more money that goes into research, the more research can happen and the closer that we are to finding a cure. And there definitely are at the moment, you know, there have been new treatments that are coming through the system, and they are helping people. They're not on the NHS yet, unfortunately. However, the next stage is to make it possible for them to be accessible to people.
What a remarkable...
And develop from there.
Incredible chat we could be potentially having one day, thinking this has happened.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine the change that it would make? It's extraordinary.
It would change everything, the whole social system and everything.
Absolutely. Tanya, thank you so much. It's been lovely seeing you this morning.
Pleasure.
A Role to Die For begins its run at London's Marylebone Theatre from Saturday the 26th of July. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi there. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel where we upload new videos every single day. You can click here if you're interested in this video or head to the homepage for some more amazing content.